In the last video, we discussed the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and beliefs that we want to help our students foster. Now, we're going to go over the 5 elements, the how, and how we're going to help them do that. While working with the student, a coach should always find themselves doing one of these 5 things. 1, building relationships. Building relationships with your students is the most important skill you can have. If the student doesn't want to talk to you, you have nowhere to go. You've likely ended up in this role because of your natural relationship building abilities, so lean into that. The relationship with their coach will be unique to many of your students, and you might be a person that they reach out to when they need help the most. While your relationship will grow with students over time, it's important that you realize you need to take the lead. There are different ways of building a relationship. Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, you should always just be you. Students will know when you're not being authentic, and that will impede the relationship building experience. Next is assessing. Coaching is all about asking questions that move students towards goals. This is using genuine curiosity and effective questions to find out more about your student and what drives him or her. We're not therapists, so we're not going to delve into a really emotional past with a student, and we're also not journalists peppering a student with tons of questions. What we want to do is find out the gap between where a student wants to be and where the student is in reality. As coaches, we're also assessing for red flags or any obstacles that could cause a student to not retain. Retaining students is not just a good idea for most of them, but a business need for the school. Advancing. The skill of advancing is the heart of coaching and the most out of the norm for most of us. Within advancing, there's a spectrum from developing to instructing. Sometimes we may want to instruct or give direction where that is appropriate, but other times we're focused on helping the student identify the way that they will get their desired end result by asking them guiding questions and helping them move forward. Next, we want to build motivation with students by tapping into each of their values, goals, and dreams. This will help us call upon their motivation when they hit hurdles so that they're more resilient and help them make the next steps compelling and increase the likelihood of follow through with their different goals. If you know why you're doing something, it makes even the smallest task more engaging. Lastly, let's talk about strategizing. Strategy is a combination of what the program design allows and how the coach meets and utilizes it to best support students. One element of strategizing is thinking about how we can best impact an entire roster of students. Strategy involves knowing who to talk to and when to talk to them. Each student will need something a little different from you. Strategy involves you understanding your metrics, how to use various communication channels, and how to use internal communication to your benefit. Also, how to prioritize your own professional development. In our next video, we're going to dive into the what